All right, so I'm going to just ground us into Gaia. We're going to set the sacred space, sanctify the intention for this blessed gridding ceremony, knowing that a grid is simply a template or structure on which divine information flows, and that these grid systems are a natural part of every aspect of physicality. Our bodies are grids, the galaxy is a grid, each cell is a grid, our globe is a grid. The cities we live in, the houses we are in, the space around us, all grids. 99.9% of all things is energy and information. Through the magnetics of our intention and our thoughts and our emotions, we coordinate our worlds. Our intention with this ceremony is to anchor in new timelines of potential through answering our desires, becoming a match to receiving the support we request, activating that support, and broadcasting a new reality via the grid work that is available to us through all structure. So we intend right now to ground ourselves. We are already inextricably tethered to the center of Gaia. We go there now to the center through the cord that runs through our chakras. And we receive gentle replenishment and detoxing at the same time to set the sacred space, to set aside any vibrational distraction or uncertainty or tugging in order to free up our expansive energy for highest good. We come together as a unit of grid workers for the intention of raising the collective vibration of the planet, sowing the seeds of love, anchoring in new hope, new light, new timelines, new dimensional access. We welcome and are surrounded by dozens of elementals which exist in the higher plane of reality just beyond our senses. They have set the round table for us via the beautiful fairy ring that is in our front yard. This portal is going to open up sort of an IV for us to inject our vibrational resonance that we activate in response to our asking and circulate it around to dimensions that need the infusion of this reality to circulate dynamically. It is all done through the law of attraction. Ask and you shall receive. This is the same way we are offering all of this information up to those who need, consciously, unconsciously, and everywhere in between. We ask that this ceremony be blessed and know that it already is. The crystal that lies at the center of our portal, our fairy circle, was called forth to sit right next to a beautiful mushroom that sprouted, the only mushroom inside the circle sprouted in the very center. This blessing, this confirmation, this fractalization, this support, this ceremony is ordained cosmically, is ordained by your higher self. And these blessings sanctify the space in all dimensions, in all directions, for us to magnetize our desire and broadcast that for the collective. With gratitude in our hearts, the space is set. Let us breathe into this knowing. Okay, guys, we are ready. The space is set. Now, the first thing that I want you to do is open the codes if you haven't already. Now, if you are new to the Anahata codes, don't do that because it's going to be far too distracting for you to be messing around with that, okay? So what I wanted to say is there's an easy way to download the codes, www.anahatacodes.com. There's also a convenient link inside the group if you want to access that in a new browser. I put the actual link to the spreadsheet. So you don't have to fill out a form, guys. You just click on the link and it'll open up the spreadsheet. Now, if you're listening in replay, you will need to go to pause the video, go to www.anahatacodes.com. The link will be in the replay document, and fill out the form and open the spreadsheet of codes. Now, I had a divine download in 2014. It's 2015. I always say 2014. I had a nervous breakdown in 2014, and it took me a year of asking, what do you want me to do? Right? And to truly surrender and to strip away my ego desires and to go with the flow of universe. And then I received my divine download in April of 2015. And what happened to me was a portion of my brain was unveiled. And in that unveiling, I came to know on a profound level that we are all one. And because we are all one, not figuratively, not spiritually, but literally, we are all one. You zoom in super close, 99.9% energy and information. It's a soup. It's a fabric. And we are all fractalized from the one photon that started it all, source point, creator. And from that creative fractalization, we are all expressing and co-creating this beautiful world. But the reality is you have access to all things through the connection you already have to all things. Now, this birthed a movement called Anahata Codes, which is essentially resonance remembrance. It is the art of activating assisting frequencies and evolutionary DNA. The Anahata Codes has 27 categories and growing. They are arranged in a spreadsheet, and I'm just going to show you a view of my phone. When you click on the spreadsheet, you have access to a the codes, and they are in matrix formation, column A, B, C, rows 1 through 8. And so before we get going, because it can get very confusing very quickly, I want to give you 2 pointers, okay? 1, you are receiving all this information in divine timing, precisely as you are intending to receive it. Take off the veil of frustration or of overwhelm or of I don't get it. Your higher self gets it, okay? So that's the first thing, because I'm going to get very technical very quickly. And I just want you to breathe into the ride and go with it, okay? We are going to pull codes for health, for wealth, for joy, for purpose, for love, for any desire that you hold most dominant in your asking right now. And it's all going to be answered through an expression of a thing in the world that already has been defined to answer it. Since you are connected to all things, there is something in the universe that, through the definition of it, answers your asking. Ask and you shall receive. Through the law of attraction, we can pinpoint what it is and instantly connect to that thing because you're already a part of it. Now, once we install the code, which is a sequence of numbers, that's a whole different topic. I want to tell you throughout today, this presentation, I'm going to be saying, say what? A lot. And then I'm going to be saying masterclass. What that means is, if something is over your head and you're like, what? I have no idea what you just said. All you need to know is that all these answers and a deep dive into what it is I'm talking about is explained in my masterclass series. It may be right for you, it may not, but I want to refer you there, because otherwise you may be like, I have no idea what this chick is saying. It's very confusing. It all makes complete sense, but I am going to go very fast. There's many of you in this feed and who will listen back that have taken my Grid for Gaia Masterclass series, and this is practice. So we've already gone through 10 hours of training. There's no way I can get you all up to speed in an hour, right? So say what now? Masterclass. If it's something that you're not grasping or that you want more information on, okay? And it's very affordable, guys. It's $50 a month for 6 months. And there's limitless information as you go through, and you have a seat to the masterclass again and again and again. The second thing I want to say throughout the presentation is yay grid. So those are the 2 things I'm going to say so that we don't have to waste time and spend time. You'll know what they mean. Say what? Masterclass. Yay grid. Yay grid simply means celebrating the way the information is flowing in a grid, because as a grid alchemist, you are going to become able to transform the energy. And in transforming the energy, you transform the manifestation of the mass. That is alchemy. So what is alchemy? Change the energy, change the mass. And that's what we're doing through our own thought patterns, emotional responses, broadcasting of that experience, and we are literally laying lines of new potential. At every moment, you have layers of you that are in different dimensional realities. You have in front of you infinite timeline potentials. You have free will. You can go and do and be and project and embody and create anything you want. It's all yours. So through this grid work, we are choosing a path, and we are basically mowing that path down for others to easily tap into. Guys, this is done through fear tactics and planting seeds of fear through the media and the powers that be all the time. We are basically taking our power back as empaths, as sensitive grid workers, as alchemists, as transformation catalysts, in order to project a new reality. Your truth is your truth, and it is correct because you're orchestrating the components that validate that response. What you believe, you receive. You're magnetizing your reality. When you can magnetize a better reality on behalf of the collective, embody that reality and project it out, you literally transform the globe. You are so important. I so appreciate you being here today. Let's get going. We are going to install the code we find. We are going to infuse the code into the crystal that's at the center of the vortex, the portal. We're going to activate our Merkaba. We are going to upload the information we are vibrating onto the grid. It is so. We have already called upon the elementals during this presentation. They are assisting us. We are going to work through the corresponding elements and corresponding sacred geometry. And I'm so glad you're all here, guys. I could scroll through. Oh, good. I'm so glad you are all able to find your way into the group. I apologize for any delay in the live feed. I'm not sure. Maybe next time I'll have to start a half hour early. I was having microphone issues initially as well. So guys, we are going to get going. We've set the space. You can come back and set the space knowing that it's already retroactively applied. Guys, time itself is a grid. Yay, grid. And it is a way for us to make sense of the seeing, tasting, touching, feeling aspect of reality within our dimension, right? We can't receive it all at once. We can't experience it all at once. We can't process all of that in these bodies. So it's a way to slow down our manifestation ability in a way that we can carve into the perfect fit. And here's the thing, the joy is in the journey. The joy, I posted this earlier, people who are happy are those who understand that it is in the aligning with our desires, and it is in the molding of matter that we receive our joy, not in the destination. We are expansive beings. We are always going to be expanding. We're never going to have all our needs met because guess what? We're a co-creator. We are creating. We are birthing our desires, and we are commanding that resonance to us. So the best advice I can give you is tap into the center point now. God spoke to me. He said, to heal the world, go to the source point. We have a portal at the center of our heart chakra, the Anahata, which allows us to pull forth information from anything and activate what I call resonance remembrance. This is remembering your connection to the thing you needed and activating that template of support. It is profound. It transforms your life. We do so through being reminded of the thing we need by the codes, rowing columns. Say what? Masterclass. We're going to pull a code. I want you now to breathe into your asking. So I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to put your hands on your heart. This is the portal. This is the Anahata. And I want you, I'm going to give us 2 minutes of 60 seconds of quiet time, and I want you to marinate in your asking. What I'm saying is I want you to allow the complexity of your desire to surface via thoughts, via feelings, via knowings, via desire, via concerns. The polarity works as well, guys. Our pain is what we're birthing into what we want, right? So don't avoid it. Anything that occurs in this minute of time is perfect for you. We're calling forth our asking, the most dominant request we have right now. And again, it can be health, wealth, purpose, joy, love, ease, abundance. Be as specific or as vague as you want to be. I'm asking you to go to your pain point or your desire in your heart, asking on that vibrational level. We are all connected. And we're going to tap into the assisting frequency in just a second after I give us 60 seconds to marinate in our asking, instantly through the codes, and it will arise. You will then have a chance to pull your own code if you know how to do it. If not, this is not the time to pull a code for the first time. You're going to tap into the collective asking that I'm pulling for us. Say what? Master class. Okay, we're relying on the grid here. So 60 seconds of marinating in your asking. Put your hands on your hearts now, please. And let's breathe into it. All right. Even if you can't articulate what it is you need, you can feel into it, okay? So go ahead and pull your code if you know how, and if not, you are part of me. My asking is to satisfy your asking, okay? I'm the channel, and so you are heard, you are acknowledged, you are vibrating that information to me as I pull this code for us. However, if you are a student and you know how to do this and you had an asking that you want to go then pull a code for, go ahead and do so now. A, B, C, rows 1 through 8 to get the category. And then, of course, you click on the category. You see how many rows are populated. You hone in on the row, and then there it is. So you may be typing out in the feed, which would be fun for everyone to see later, your asking and what came in response. But again, this is just for advanced students. Say what now? Masterclass, right? www.grid4gaia.com if you are wanting. Because, guys, you get to do this for any concern or desire forever, for yourself, for your loved ones, and it's amazing what you hone in on instantly. Danica, I hope I don't throw you into the spotlight too much, but it was so cool. One of my dear friends is getting married, and she was wanting a code to set the sacred space for her beautiful ceremony, which is coming up very soon. And you know, she can tap into what she needs. She's an alchemist, a very seasoned alchemist. So things just come to her, and it's just like, it is so. And so it's a beautiful thing, but she did want to see about a code, and so I walked her through it quickly, and the code she pulled was in the archetype tab, and it was magician. And it's like, oh, you know, that's what she wanted to do, is set the sacred space. And that is what a magician does, is set the space, transform the energy to manifest the mass. And so it was just so divine and so perfect. But you will see as you start going into the codes that every asking is answered so perfectly that it actually does boggle your mind a little bit. And if you ever want to get certified, not as crazy, because it does sound a little crazy, but certified as a grid alchemist, you can do so. I also offer certification for grid, for just pulling codes for other people. Because it's a beautiful thing when you can sit down with someone and they can express their concerns, and you can pull codes for them and help them transform. They're like, oh my gosh, this is the definition of what I need. And in remembering that you're already connected to that information, you activate the resonance remembrance, which is the assisting frequency. It circulates around your reality. The components come to you, and this is why it's called the law of attraction of energy medicine. There is a butterfly circling around outside the window. So beautiful. And it's different. It's mainly black, but with a little bit of yellow. Okay, we'll look up that. I know that has to do with transformation. So very good. You're pulling codes, you're posting them. I'm going to pull a code here in just 2 seconds. What I'm looking for, though, is a slide that's going to assist us in really fleshing out our attraction via grid work. And you'll see what I mean here as we go. So the information already came to me. Now I just have to look it up. And so again, it's rows and columns. And once you get to the category, then you see you know, what's listed. And we chose a crystal on row 56 of the spreadsheet currently. So this is A2, which is the crystal category, row 56, which is Chalcedony. Okay, I'm going to type that. I think I can type. Yeah, I can. I'm looking to see if I can type as we go. This is called Chalcedony. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Chalcedony. I've heard of it. I just don't remember what it does. So now this is we've asked Chalcedony. This is the most dominant answer to our dominant asking for those who are not pulling their own code. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense. I'm so excited you guys are posting everything that you... So Lucky, he says, restoration of perfect health, energetic, safe, happy future life for my husband, children, and everything you desire. That's a big asking, right? But that's good. That's a vibrational asking. Courtney, don't worry, love. Tap into what it is now on your own, and I will retro install the code. Guys, if there's something that's listed and there's no code yet, you just request it, and it is so. Now, guys, don't forget, as you're pasting your code, tell me what it is. Wendy, I don't know what that is that you posted. Manica, I don't know what that is that you posted either. Okay, Wendy, you're posting another code. Tell us what it is that the code that you're posting, right? What is the Anahata code? Now, if these are your own numbers, that's not what we're doing here. We are pulling the codes that I've channeled because I do special ceremonies, and there's a way in which the information works where I tap into the quantum essence of the thing in a very specific parameter that I do not teach you. So let us know the name of the thing that it represents. As you can see, Chalcedony, I'm going to show you here, is on row 56. 56. Row 56, Chalcedony, and that's the code. Okay, so here's the code. Yes, thank you. 36. Yes, thank you, Wendy. You posted it. So that's the code. 36284932. And Manica, you pulled Isis. Very cool. So guys, the part of this that you're going to have to do research on your own is, what is this thing that I have asked for? And how does it answer my request? Okay, Chalcedony, and the code is, just so there's no confusion, 3628, and we're going to go do this together with the collective code, and then we're going to install it. We're going to activate the Merkaba, and we're going to put it in the portal. Okay? Woo! So let's go see what it is. What is the healing? And when I say research, I mean go Google the thing. So Manica would say healing qualities of Isis, or she would say, what is Isis? and she would read about this definition of Isis, okay? So I'm saying healing qualities of Chalcedony. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And we're going to read about what we have access to. It's a blue crystal, which I already know is for the throat chakra, communication, discovering truth. Let's see here. It's a powerful healing stone. Dissolving negative vibrations. It's a powerful healer. Lessening the effects of dementia. Your heart and your mind can be put into balance. Guys, this is already talking about the Vishuddha, the sweet spot between your head and your heart is your voice. So balancing those two, health benefits. There's a lot of stuff here, okay? Whatever information you find out about the code you pulled, you have access to dynamically because you're connected to that thing already and because it's been defined as having that. So guys, this is also polarity. If something helps with one thing and you need less of that thing, your body will activate the polar opposite. Because why? We live in a polar world. That's how we birth our desires. That's how we navigate the peaks and the valleys. Okay, so let's look at this in the, I like this, I just clicked on a link. We'll see where it takes us. So this step of the finding out what you asked for is called aligning. We're aligning with the information that we have forgotten we already had access to. I hope that makes sense to you. It is, yay. It's going to allow us, this Chalcedony is going to allow us to turn our focus to the spiritual world without losing perspective and objective and positivity. It's going to strengthen our ability to make positive changes in our lives. Well, boy, if that isn't all-encompassing. So whatever you just desired, this is going to help strengthen your ability to choose that reality. This is a manifestor stone I'm seeing. It's also blue, which means it's throat, but blue is also water and our globe from far away. Emotional layer, my favorite element, which we're going to talk about in a minute here. This stone will bring your body, mind, thoughts, and feelings in harmony with your spirit. That's it. That answers every single concern anyone can ever come up with on this thread and any desire. Because the key is going to your center point to heal the world. Go to the source point. What is the source point? Look to the cross. Look to the anatomy of the one photon of light that fractalized out that is you. This is light, guys. This is expansion. And this stone will bring your body, mind, and thoughts and feelings into harmony with your spirit, your source point, your navigational system. This stone is going to put us on track and online with any desire we have for highest good. When you work with the energies of Chalcedony, you will have more positivity in your heart, mind, and soul. Yes, and thank you. See what I mean? Like, this just came to us, and there's no way. It's so flippin' cool. I love it. In addition, it's a calming and stabilizing energy. Guys, I'm reading this from this page, in case you're wondering. I did a Google search. That's what you do. What is this thing that I need, that we need, that answers are asking? We marinate in it. We find the code. We get the code. We look it up. Say what? Masterclass. And we're now going to install this code. There's more to it, right? There's a lot more to it. It's calming and stabilizing, bringing inner peace and increasing mental abilities. Boy, if that isn't, for me, the definition of healing. strengthening your mental fortitude and your focus while bringing inner peace and balance. This is going to be emotional honesty and emotional healing. It's going to protect us from different physical and mental conditions. It's going to protect us against negative external influence that leads to nightmares specifically. You know what I love about this? It's just so ridiculous. This stone will open different channels for better communication and to help you speak your feelings in a positive manner. So this is not only going to answer all of our askings, it's priming the pump for the grid system. It's making the path clear and open for us to, from different channels, to better communicate, to help speak our feelings, which is what we're doing. We're projecting in a positive manner. It will increase your life energies and encourage emotional balance, fortitude, and vitality. Okay, the final thing I'll read, well, gosh, it goes on and on and on. It's going to inspire you to be more generous. It's going to encourage kindness, friendliness. Piece of hair on me. And it will motivate you to perform good deeds. Guys, we need to be light workers, way showers. You wouldn't believe the percentage of people who need us. And if you knew how much you were needed, and you can actually get on that path and open up that reality, wouldn't you do it? If you knew that you were going to be such a light for others to follow in ways where they were like, I can't thank you enough. That reality, that timeline is there. Step into it. Feel your purpose. Project the divine assistance as a co-creator that you came here to develop. This is going to boost your creativity and impart mental flexibility. It's going to improve your verbal dexterity, which means you're asking. And it's going to support you in improving your self-perception, to increase your level of optimism. Guys, optimism is so important in co-creating your desires versus your fears, right? When we ask and then we notice that we don't have what we want yet, as humans, we tend to focus on the is, but that's the past. That doesn't have our asking answered yet. That's why we asked. So we're getting ahead of ourselves behind ourselves by focusing on, I asked, but it's not here. I asked, but it's not here. So your energy goes like this. It fragments. So again, centering into optimism, knowing with a grateful heart that as we practice our focus, divine synchronicities beyond our wildest dreams will have us flowing in the path of least resistance, delivering to us everything and more. But we can't focus on the absence, or that's what we are feeding. That's what we're drawing to us. And again, our energy is fragmented instead of whole. So again, this crystal is going to help us. And last but not least, it will enhance our intuition and increase our self-control, releasing us from negative energies and mental stress. So I don't know if there is a more perfect answer to our asking. In fact, I don't think there is. And guys, this is just the way it works. You marinate in the asking, you ask, you find a row and column, you go to the category, you see how many rows are filled, and you tap into the row. In this case, it was row 56, Chalcedony. What's Chalcedony? It's this. Let's install it and let's start projecting, okay? We got an amazing, your code is exactly what I was asking for, even though I pulled nutrient absorption. So here we go, Julie. You've got a tandem going with it. It's exactly what you asked for. And now you are pulling a code, nutrient absorption. It's in the thread if you all need that code. That's going to allow her to embody it in a more absorptive, that's not even a word, I don't care. She can absorb it, the nutrient that she seeks, which is this. So Brooke says, I just had the most amazing thing happen. I'm in my backyard during this, and I had a dragonfly come visit. So far we have a dragonfly and a butterfly. And a hummingbird. Oh, my Lord, have mercy. I know, right, Raluka? She says, oh, God, Chalcedony. Oh, maybe it's Chalcedony, like calcium. I was saying Chalcedony or Chalcedony. I don't know. So amazing, Roberta says, my asking is for the expansion of the awareness of the sacredness of life and for universal compassion. Let's just be kind. And Chalcedony pretty much does it all. I know, right? It's truly extraordinary. So guys, let's install this code and we're going to get busy uploading it to the grid. So take your left palm, put your left palm up, put your right hand on your heart. Say what? Masterclass. You don't need to say the numbers. I will say them on behalf of all of us. But I gotta get the code, hold on. So, right, so you should write down the code because the thread's going so fast that I won't be able to see it. The spaces, guys, are slight pauses, and you say every digit, okay? So you're gonna say, you know, 283, not 283, if that was the number. So here we go, and you don't need to say anything. Go ahead and install Chalcedony with me, Chalcedony. Yes, okay, here we go. Left palm up, right hand on your heart. We ask for, accept, align with, and hold this Anahata code. We ask, align, and allow. With gratitude, we activate the assisting frequency of the crystal varietal Chalcedony. 3628-4932. 3628-4932. 3628-4932. 3628-4932. 3628-4932. 3628-4932. 3628-4932. Both hands on your heart and breathe with gratitude. It is so. So guys, I found out that Facebook Lives can go for 4 hours. So if at any time you need to leave, just look at the time and you'll come back to the replay at that time and continue on the journey later. But we're going to keep going. Okay, so I hope you're in it for at least another half an hour, but it's up to you if you need to leave. What we're going to do now is we have installed the code as a carrier. What happens next is we are going to install the code into the crystal that is in the center of the vortex. I want you all to open up a new window and go to the photo that I put in the group. So there's an event link in the group, and in the event link there are photos. One of the photos is the crystal. There's a series of photos. So here's the crystal that's at the center. It's in my healing bowl on this screen. It's at the center of the portal. And if you can stare at one of the prongs, you can see there's tons, right? Pause it if you need to and stare at one of the prongs. Now, say what? Masterclass. It's part of the bonus is how to infuse crystals. Taking the Chalcedony from your heart portal and inserting it into the crystalline structure. The crystal is a carrier. It's going to hold the information and amplify it. And so if you've pulled another code for any concern or desire, any of you who have already, let's see, Judy, for example, clear the blocks to receiving, 280, she put in the 285 hertz code and the fear-based emotion of failure, okay? Guys, the fear-based emotions tab doesn't mean you're inserting failure. It means that you are inserting access to mastering the vibrational asking of failure in terms of not being suppressing, denying, disowning. You are freed from it. You are a master. It is a balancing, right? So removing, detoxing, strengthening your resolve, your resonance, etc. So those are perfect for your asking, Judy, but Judy is a certified Anahata Code practitioner among others on the thread, so she knows what she's doing. But guys, you will too. It's very easy, okay? Others of you posting your code, insert that code that you pulled into the crystal. Now, to do so, I'm not going to teach you all right at this moment. Say what? Masterclass. But I will do it for us, and you, if you know how to do it, do it. And if you don't know how to do it, I want you to marinate in the feeling that you received from when we went through all the things you now have dynamic activation resonance to through Chalcedony. So everything that Chalcedony embodies that we talked about, right? Mental flexibility, creativity, optimism, increased self perception, better communication, protection, encouragement, balance, fortitude, vitality, positivity in your heart, mind, and soul, future optimism, merging into spiritual worlds without losing objectiveness, strengthening your ability to manifest positivity, all of those things we are now infusing into the center, into one of the prongs of the crystals, okay? I'm connecting to it in my way that I teach you how to do in the master class, but I'm gonna give you a couple seconds to do that, okay? So infuse the code either through your vibration and your intent or through the blessing process I teach you in frequency alchemy. Do so now. So again, we are focused in on the crystal, and we are now uploading all that is Chalcedony. We are a carrier of Chalcedony. So we are imprinting this information into the crystal that is at the center of the portal. Do so now. Now breathe with gratitude. It is so. Okay. So we are carriers. The crystal is a carrier. These both are now emanating. We, as a carrier, are emanating this information, as is the crystal. Let's go ahead and activate what I call a carrier vortex. Monica says, can I install the code in my language? Absolutely. It works either way. So if you go to anahatacodes.com, there is a guide after you fill out the form that tells you the verbiage that I spoke earlier. We ask, you know, it tells you how to do it. So you can translate that into your language, absolutely, and install your code and project that code retroactively into the center of this crystal. Again, timelines are just a grid. It's going like this, and you can actually loop around. And I am going to be hosting a profound workshop called How to Heal Your Past, Present, and Future very soon, where we work with past timelines and infusing thought patterns, emotions, events, traumas, time energies from the past with assistance so that it transforms the now. And so again, you can actually go do that, Manica, in the future. Hi, Danica. We were talking about you earlier, girl. I was sharing with them how you pulled Magician. I'm so glad you joined. Why are you not out in the fairy ring portal? Hi, Jean. I can't be. There's too much. I wouldn't be able to navigate on my phone all of the stuff that I'm doing right now. So I have to be in here, but it is set. And I showed you photos of that. We just tapped into the crystal. So we're infusing our, the Chalcedony into the crystal that's at the center of the portal. It is there. But yeah, doing this outside isn't possible given the way I need to navigate with my laptop to see you guys, to type, and that just wouldn't be practical in that way. Eventually we'll do live events where you're all with me and we can do this, and it's going to be amazing. For those of you who know, I was led to Southwest Florida through a divine download, working with the waters of the earth to grid. And I purchased a beautiful plot of land on a freshwater canal, and I'm going to be building the Anahata Sanctuary, where we will have retreats, and we can actually do grid work together. Also, I'm going to be hosting workshops with many of you who are certified. My students, guys, I empower my students to not only teach this information, but to build workshops of their own. And we are going to be doing floating grid work. So if you ever want to go on a cruise with us, we're going to be cruising around the globe, infusing crystals, activating our carrier vortex, and seeding the grid, literally. But you don't need to be somewhere in order to do that. You can tap into the energy because you're already connected to it. So Jean, to answer your question, it wasn't practical to be out there, but we are connected to it in that space right now. Yes, you're welcome. Okay, so guys, let us go ahead and activate our vortex. Now, say what? Masterclass. Again, join the masterclass if you want to understand how to do all this. Your Merkaba, your two oscillating tetrahedrons, which when they spin in opposition, create a standing wave column, which is the seed of life, vortex, flow of energy, naturally dispersing it in all dimensions, is your light vehicle. Say what, Masterclass? We are going to right now trace your Merkaba, activating from your source point, Chalcedony. Now, if you already know how to do this, great. If you don't, you're going to have to just visualize as best you can what I am doing and trust that we are magnetic, and as we are tracing these sacred paths, yay grid, the information is circulating. Okay? You're already a carrier. We have already pulled through the portal of our heart in conjunction with our asking, the code, our intention, and again, the quantum essence of Chalcedony. We've activated that resonance. Let us intentionally now activate our carrier vortex, which is in the shape of a Merkaba, standing wave column. We're gonna link it to the portal in a second. Okay, so let's, if you can follow along, stand up with your feet about 2 inches apart. And guys, this is the other reason, I mean, I can't really stand up and show you how to do this. It'd be a lot of technical maneuvering. So pretending I'm standing up, and you can close your eyes and visualize this as we do it. and or look at the screen for helpful cues, but I'm not standing, so it's going to be a little different. Again, I teach you this in the masterclass. We are activating the carrier vortex, standing in what's called mountain pose. Our feet are 2 inches or so apart. We are balanced and relaxed. Our shoulders are up, back, and down. Our palms are facing forward gently. We are in mountain pose. We are breathing in through our nose, out through our mouth. And as we continue to breathe, on one of the breaths in, we are going to extend our arms all the way above our head. And on our out breath, come to prayer pose. Okay, so do that now. Extending out, all the way up, around, pulling down now over your heart. While we are here at the heart source point, we pull forth Chalcedony in any way it comes to us. Now, we're going to, on our next out breath, exhale. As we do, put our hands down at a lower 51-degree triangle. 51 degrees resonates with the heart. Say what? Masterclass. Breathing now, we feel the lower tetrahedron of our Merkaba begin to rotate. Don't matter about the direction. Don't worry about any of that. It'll just naturally circulate. You may notice it, you may not. Now, on our next out breath, we activate the upper 51-degree angle, Merkaba top tetrahedron now oscillating in the opposite direction naturally. And in our next in-breath, we touch our hands above our above our head, and we pull down into prayer pose as we exhale. Marinating now in all that is Chalcedony, we have activated our Merkaba, the standing wave column of vortex energy circulating all that is Chalcedony, mind, body, soul, interdimensionally, across timelines, dispersing through the wormhole in your heart to all things in need of this resonance. It is so. And breathing in one more time, breathing out. We have activated our carrier vortex. Say what? Masterclass. Now, I want to then project that resonance into the center of the portal. Why are we doing that? Because that portal is, again, interdimensional looping with the assistance of the fairies to bring, and guys, the elementals come in all different skill sets. There's air elementals, there's earth elementals, there's water elementals, there's earth, air, water, fire. Very important. Fire is transformation. Now, these elementals are already locked in and ready to go. They're receiving the information. They're going into their aspect of delivery, and they're infusing the assistance that we put in that portal into all elements of delivery, into the airwaves, into the water waves, into the fire within the earth, into the earth. Ether is the 5th element, and that is basically divine intelligence. And we are already connected to that, and we are going to infuse now the ley lines of the electromagnetic energy field, which is kind of the grid, yay grid, behind the flow of information as we know it. So to do that, I want to do what's called the tetrahedron upload. Say what? Masterclass. It's offering Chalcedony to the ley lines of the earth so that we activate a carrier vortex similar to what we did with our own Merkaba. We're going to be doing globally now. If you, as we do this, are transported to a circumstance, a thought, a past event, a trauma, a person, a place, when I do this, people get transported, depending on how fast you are able to tap into that reality, to various places in the earth, rainforests, sacred spaces, pyramids, anything with a spire. There are natural antennas and vortexes around the globe where you may be transported to. Additionally, you may be transported to the grid of a thought, of an event, of an emotion, of a person, of a circumstance in which you want to offer the resonance of Chalcedony as a remedy. Okay? What is your asking? What was your asking? What were you asking when I asked you to marinate in your asking? This is what we're doing now. We're infusing that reality, whether it's a physical place or a personal space, with Chalcedony through the ley lines that are already set up. You may be transported to a circumstance, event, emotion, thought pattern, template, person, event, past or future, or a region. There is no right or wrong. It just is. It's where you're being led to infuse your support. Okay? So let us do this. It's called the tetrahedron upload. Say what? Masterclass. Place your hands on your heart. Our carrier vortex is activated. The crystal at the center of the fairy ring portal has been activated. The information is circulating interdimensionally on multiple timelines, on limitless timelines of reality, infusing potentials with the essence of the assistance available through Chalcedony. Marinating now in this reality of Chalcedony that is pulsing through our Merkaba, our Taurus, our seed of life, energy flow. We become aware of a tetrahedron, which is a 3D triangle, similar to a pyramid, but not a four-sided pyramid, just a three-sided. This tetrahedron has 3 points at the bottom and one at the top. The top becomes a magnetic link to your heart portal. You are transported interdimensionally, automatically to this grid, your yay grid, snapping onto the top of this tetrahedron now. The topmost apex point is now overlapping with the grid, yay grid, of your heart. Your heart, already pulsing with Chalcedony, now activates and imprints the top of this tetrahedron as the information now extends down onto each of the 3 points below the triangle. Say what? Masterclass. Breathe into this projection now, activating this tetrahedron. Finding now the space, the circumstance, the emotion, the thought pattern, the location, the person that is in need, the geography of Chalcedony. Imprinting and uploading now the energetic structure that is already set in place around this event, emotion, thought, grid, location, person. Snapping into that grid. Say what? Masterclass. Imprinting now, the upload is occurring. Reaching now instantly those places that are in need. This imprinting continues as we disengage beyond our conscious awareness until it is fulfilled to highest good and strengthens to the resonance required by the circumstance asking for the assistance. Breathe in and out. It is so. All right. So guys, we've set the space, we've pulled the code that was so perfect for all of our asking: health, wealth, purpose, joy, love. Chalcedony was then activated, installed. We infused the portal at the center, bringing it to new dimensions, and the elementals being able to take that and infuse it into the elements around the globe as needed. We did an upload with the tetrahedron, snapped it on the grid that calls for it. We've done a lot, right? Woo! Yeah, baby. Let's see. Oh, wow. Kate, you just joined. Girl, you got to go back. And Regina, you got to go back and do the rest, because we are actually about to wrap up. What I want to do real quick is talk about just a few things that you can do to expand this grid work. And that is, of course, take the masterclass series, www.grid4gaia.com. I'm going to put the link here in this thread. If you're listening in replay, go back, pull a code, and paste when you're ready what you pulled, and just know that it's all a weaving. It's all a thread of potentiality that we are pulling forth and activating. Chalcedony to me was the perfect answer, but there are different aspects of your asking that people also need, and circumstances that need your assistance, and people. Who, what, why, when, how? What is the scope of this reality that is asking you to set up a grid and infuse your assistance within? One thing I want to mention is you are the assisting frequency, not the code. The code is the gateway to remembering your connection to the thing, okay? But you are the assisting frequency. You are the carrier projecting that reality out. So you are needed. You are loved. You are weaving reality. You are strengthening the 5D energies that we are pulling forth as a unit, as a tribe. I encourage you all to take the Grid for Gaia Masterclass. You can find out all about what we do over those 12 hours on the page, www.grid, the number 4, Gaia, GAIA.com. I'm going to put the link here. I'll just do that now. And I hope that this was productive for you in terms of what you hoped to learn from all this. But just know this was the tip of the iceberg, and there is, we go into the fear tactics of the grid of fear, right? There are two emotions, love and fear. Fear is on the other end of polarity, and we've been owned by fear. We've been fed that reality. Just as we are gridding for love, things in the world have been gridding for fear. And so we go into the fear, the lies, the manipulation, and we go into our belief structures and our stress response, and we spend time breathing consciousness on our behavior so that we can no longer consciously choose fear, and we can begin to co-create the life we want versus the polarity of what we fear. We do this in class 1, 2, and then we go into all of this stuff that we just did today on deeper levels. I tie together how all of this actually works on a scientific and spiritual level, because it is backed up by science. It is backed up by what all these gurus have said over the years and the eons of time. We go into sacred geometry, we go into meridians, we go into Ayurvedic doshas or tri-energies. We go into working with sacred geometry to amplify your intention. And then I teach you nuances about asking, aligning, allowing. And guys, this is why it's called the law of attraction of energy medicine. You can literally develop a grid around any desire and align with that reality through the things that already have access to it, the things you ask for, the codes. And so it's really exciting for me. Thank you so, so much for joining today. The portal is going to, as I said, you may have heard me or not consciously heard me say, this upload, this reality continues past our conscious projection, meaning the support that's needed is going to be delivered precisely as needed on an ongoing basis, like an IV to the person, event, circumstance, emotion. We just created a powerful structure of flow called Chalcedony around all of this. And it is so excited. Thank you guys. I adore you. Hi, Brandy. If you just joined, you're going to have to circle back. You're welcome, Lucky. Guys, again, time is a grid. You can go back to the beginning of this presentation and take this journey again, infusing any concern or desire that's going to arise with Chalcedony and project that reality into alignment, giving you a new timeline potential that you can effortlessly step into the reality of. All right? God bless you on your path to wholeness, and everything you will facilitate for highest good. I love you guys so, so much. Bye. Talk to you soon. Thank you. Love you. Bye-bye.